I remember growing up, oh boy. I remember growing up, like, my dad always had a scent. One day I was home, and I went to pee, and I always check my own scent, and I smelled under my balls, and I was like, that's, Dad?
Stop it!
I was like, Dad?
Your balls smell like your daddy?
My balls smelled like my dad. And I was
your
like...
Your balls are your daddy smell?
Yeah. And I was like, that's my dad. My dad is my balls. I was like, oh my God. I was like freaked out. I kept smelling my fingers. I was like, oh, what?
Wow.
And I was like, I realized in that moment that I was smelling my dad's balls my whole life. You want to know something funny? Before you get to your story that no one cares about, I recently had Becca's friends and family over, and one of her friends and her husband came over, and he's like, dude, I got you something. And I was like, what? He's like, this is for you. You need to open it. Open it up. 2 boxes of Red Lobster cheddar fucking biscuits.
Oh, shit.
Whole penis, dude.
Yeah.
They slapped your mouth like you're fucking dying tomorrow.
And you gotta... That means nothing.
I baked them. I ate the whole box.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I got one more box left. There was 2 boxes.
How many are in a box?
8.
Eating a whole box of biscuits is wild work.
No. It's delicious.
Oh, it is delicious.
It's very delicious.
It's wild work, though.
Work for whom? Ooh. I didn't sit them and eat them all at the same time. It, like, throughout, like, an hour or 2, I had 8.
I thought I was going to say this is going to ruin the story, but I thought you were going to say I ate them over the course of a week. You said in an hour.
Or 2.
You ate 8 or 2. Still a lot. You're averaging 4 biscuits an hour.
What I was saying, so we got home, and Ruby's like, I want to go to gymnastics. Like, legit was throwing a fit. Like, I want to go to gymnastics. Like, crying. So I caught myself. Because I told you, parenting is 40% gaslighting. To a certain age.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do I do to, like, drive home that she can't do it? So I Googled on my phone, building burning.
You weren't afraid of the dark?
Not one bit.
Terrified.
Why?
It's dark?
I always...
Am I about to learn something about you? What?
I remember being a, middle school aged young lad trying to impress women. Because what we were told as boys back then was just like, what impresses women? Being hard, being macho, being strong, being tough. I remember saying to women that, like, I'm more comfortable in the dark than I am the light.
What are you, Batman? Shut the fuck up, dude. That is such a Frankie thing. You guys have no idea. This is the same thing when you told some girl, like, my legs are mostly scars.
There was, like, a thing growing up that, like, if you were, like, more rugged and, like, like, tough, you would have, like, battle scars.
Right.
I remember I once, like, in conversation with a girl, told her, I was like, my legs are mostly scars. Which they're not. They're legs.
You didn't say that.
I swear to God, yeah.
My legs are mostly scars.
Yeah, dude. They're all legs. Like, they're not mostly anything else. They're all entirely legs.
Frank. In the shower sometimes when the things will steam, I would write my crush's name, but then I'd wipe it. I don't know what that would do.
Oh,
and that was that was like, I think in my, this is so crazy.
This is crazy.
But I would, you're repeating it. But it would fog, and then I'd write her name, and then I would wipe it, because wiping it
is just
like I was like submitting it to something. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'd be like, write her name, like, boom.
Just like, time to send it in.
Yeah.
I would do that, but with, like, exes. I'd write their name and just be like, you're fucking gone. I was joking around with Miles yesterday.
Yeah.
So, Miles, for those of you guys that don't know, my stepson, such a kind young man, but I've always told him, like, bro, listen, if you're gonna joke with people, make sure they can take it, and if they're getting to you, like, clap right back at them. So yesterday we're going back and forth at each other, and he goes, you look like diarrhea. And then I'm like, all right, well, you look like, a fart. And he goes, this is his response. He goes, you look like a fart that just came out of someone's butt and is in the wind. I was like, oh, that kind of hurt. And then,
what?
This is the best part. So then I'm like, all right, I joke with him, and we were going to see the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Uh-huh.
And I go, you know what you look like? You look like someone that's not going to the movies today. And he goes, bro, like this. I watch his face go like this. He goes, you know what you look like? And I go, oh, shit. And he goes, you know what you look like? You look like someone that's not going to be a stepdad anymore. Oh my God. Oh, my mouth dropped.
He said that?
Yeah, bro.
You remember that thing where it was like a ball and it was
inside?
It was like electricity.
You had one of those.
I did. It was in my closet, and I used to go in my closet and shut the door behind me and just put my hands on it.
Be a fucking wizard and shit like that.
Oh, the electricity is in my hands.
The electricity.
The electricity is going through my hands. Electricity. Oh my God.
That is so stupid.
That is dumb.
I used to do that too, though.
I used to be like,
you charge up your power.
I thought
charge
it was
it
like,
up, and you'd be Emperor Palpatine. You'd be like, oh, unlimited power.
I would literally do that. I'm not kidding.
It's funny. Becca was like going to take swap, from washer to dryer and stuff like that. And she sent me a picture, and she's like, some wives find like condom wrappers in their husband's laundry.
Yeah. And
she found not a wrapper, a full size Slim Jim. In mine. I did something really mean recently. I don't know if I could say this.
Go ahead.
I could say it, I guess.
Yeah, you can.
I recently met a little person.
Dude.
I did.
What'd you do?
I didn't. When I started to speak with them, I bent down.
You bent the shoulders.
I bent it a little bit. I hands in the thighs, a sorority squat.
No, you didn't.
I did a little bit. I felt really bad, and I instantly corrected it. And I felt so embarrassed.
You popped up, and you're like you were stretching. Like,
I was just like, oh, because I was drinking a beer too at the same time. So I like.
Were they drinking a beer?
I don't. Can they? Like
Frankie.
I don't. All right. I don't think they were. Maybe they were. I didn't look. I couldn't see.
Where were you?
It was too far away.
Frankie. This gets fucked up, dude. That's so foul.
I was at a sporting event.
Oh.
And, we were talking about, she was saying she's a fan of the show. I obviously really appreciated it.
Hold on. Time out. The little person you met watches the show?
Yeah.
Are you?
What?
They're going to see this.
I'm not. What am I saying?
I don't know.
Listen, time out, because I know how you interact with people. Do you remember the last time I saw you speaking to a person of color and you went up to them and you were like, that's what you That's what you did.
Yo, you know what you loved when we were younger?
What?
Stupidest fucking candy ever. Frankie loved this shit. He would have it by the tens of packs. But it would just be a spray.
Oh, yeah.
It's sour and it's just a spray. He would be like...
Yeah,
all day, dude.
And it was like a lunchroom party trick that I would spray it in my eyes.
I swear to God, I completely forgot. Frankie would spray it in his... He's like, yo, look at this. And spray it in his eyes.
Do you remember the other party?
Kids are idiots.
Do you remember the other party trick I had?
No.
You don't remember? You remember Dentine Ice? The little
Yeah.
The little liquid balls?
Yeah.
I would lick them and pop them in my eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Dad of the year, babe.
Unbelievable. We're in the presence of greatness right now.
I swear to God, avocados.
Dude, speaking of silicone, sorry.
Your turn. Go ahead. No. The floor is yours, Chief.
It's not even a good story.
Yeah, no. Go.
Your turn. I was gonna say. This is so. I hate that I'm.
No. Now you need to complete the story so the world can see what you interrupted me for.
The silicone. It reminded me of my dad filled in the cracks of our window in the bathroom with silicone, and one day I sat there and I just picked all of it out, and he was mad at me, and that's the whole story.
Awesome. We are all better human beings for having listened to that stupid fucking story. She's calmed down. I go, Ruby, listen, I want to talk to you for a sec. I'm sorry I had to be mean daddy. I don't like being mean daddy. But you're getting older. You need to use the potty. Everyone uses the potty. Ruby goes, it's okay. You know, it's okay, Daddy. I was like, see, now I'm nice, Daddy. I'm sorry. She goes, I want black Daddy. I go, what? I go, you're I swear to God. I was like, you want back Daddy? She goes, no. I want black Daddy. And I was like, black? And she goes, yes, I want black Daddy. And I go, Ruby, let me ask you, who's black Daddy? She goes, you know, like black Daddy with the special tongue. And I go,
I don't even know if I should laugh. What's happening?
My laughter turned into confusion, turned into immediate like interrogatory, like I am gonna figure this out. I was like, what? And she's like, you know, black Daddy with the special tongue. And I go, Ruby, who is that? I was like, have you? So now I'm questioning. I'm like, have you
Black Daddy been
Have you
in
seen
here?
Black Daddy before? And she goes, yeah. I was like, where? She goes, at home. And I'm like,
Bro.
Ruby, who is Black Daddy? So Becca's out at the gym, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, and I'm trying to sit there and think.
Yo, be honest. Be fucking honest. In this moment, what are you thinking?
In this moment, I'm like, what the fuck? Because this is such like a movie moment of like finding out.
Black Daddy with the special tongue.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay. Now Becca's out, and I'm like thinking to myself like, okay, I'm not gonna call her and ask. I need to look her in the fucking eyes. So Becca gets home. She's like, hey, you know, how's it going? I was like, good, maybe still sleeping, you know. Ruby's up, totting around. Then I go, weird question. Ruby asked for Black Daddy. And she's like, what? I was like, with the special tongue. So then Becca starts getting freaked out. She's like, because Becca believes in more, she's more of a spiritual person than I am. So she immediately goes to like fucking...
Oh, demons.
We realized Miles and Ruby share a room. And you know Miles loves Legos.
Uh-huh.
He did one that was Venom. So above Miles's bed is a Venom Lego, and his tongue is out and curled. Mm-hmm. So we go, Ruby, is that? And she goes, that's Black Daddy with the special tongue. And I think I told this story. I think it was in college. It was yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in college. I was like kind of like on and off again dating someone, and I met their parents, and we were at their house, and their mom accidentally farted in my face.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing. I could be a good sport.
I would have lost it.
I could be a good sport. I was
a bad sport?
I was visibly not the best sport when that happened. I was just like, okay.
Farted in your face.
Yeah.
Recreate it. I want like length and actual volume. Don't fucking exaggerate here. That's what I thought in my head. I have to say it now.
No, you need to tell the 9/11 story.
Well, it's not a 9/11 story. It's just that I remember I was walking, because like, you know, you go down the basement in my house. There was this thing it was like a big metal thing that was, it was a cross that was on the shelf when you're walking down. And one day I was walking down, I must have hit the wall or something, and it fell off and it hit me in the foot. And I got to the bottom of the stairs, and my dad was on the computer that was down there. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, and it was his friends.
No, what it was it was a piece of one of the towers that they had like welded out across, and my dad got it. And I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
I love just airing out stupid shit I did as a teenager. This is a real dumb one. I did used to talk in my sleep, like as a young kid. But then I told people that, and then would pretend to be asleep in order to talk in my sleep.
You did it for girls?
Yeah.
I knew it!
A friend of ours had brought a couple of our friends to Six Flags for like Fright Fest. And he had like his cousin and like a girl cousin, or like her friend, come from Pennsylvania. And we were all sharing a hotel room, like the kids. The thing was like, she had a crush on me. I had known her that evening.
Yeah.
And it was like, she had a crush on me, I had a crush on her. And I remember like being like, all right, I'm going to sleep. And I'd be asleep, and I'd be like, Don't matter. Don't matter where she lives. I still like her.
You fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Don't matter where she lives.
The last time I remember pissing the bed was 2006. I full on pissed the bed. Full on. And before I went to bed, I had a lot of Coca-Cola. Mm-hmm. And I woke up drenched. And my phone was under me. And it was fucking hot.
From piss.
Piss. I pissed on my phone, broke my phone. My dad was so fucking mad.
Did you tell him why it broke?
I tried to hide it. And he,
Tried to hide what? The piss or the phone?
Both. He, was hell-bent on believing I spilled Coca-Cola. He didn't even realize it was piss. So I went through everything. I even tried to be yeah, Dad, no, it was a little sticky. It might have been a wet dream.
You tried to convince your dad that you came so much from a wet dream that you broke your phone? You thought that was better than just saying you pissed yourself? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking joking? The phone was ruined. What made it even What did your dad say to you when you said, Dad, I came all over my phone in the night?
No fuck away.
You're an idiot. Dad, it was a little sticky. I'm crying. You really were afraid of pissing your bed. Yeah. You guys want to hear a funny story, actually, about Frankie and his wife?
Oh, God, fuck. Here we
This
go.
was going to be in your best man speech.
Oh, now I need to hear it.
The first time that I met Becca was when I first got that apartment.
Oh, and that was the first time I had hung out with her in person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. So the first time that they met, even in person, we went to my apartment, and then we were going out. We went to the Diddy. So we go to this bar, and we're dancing and stuff and whatever. And at one point, Frankie has his back turned towards me, and she's talking to some of our other friends or whatever. So I tap him on the shoulder, and he looks at me, and it's loud in there, so you can't really hear anything. And I go, yo, she's pretty cool. But he couldn't hear what I was saying. So he goes,
uh-oh, fuck.
So you go, you're still dancing, and you're like, and you go, I don't know why she's interested in me either.
Yeah.
And I go, that's not what I said. I've never been to camp. You have.
I have. It was a mixed gendered camp. Remember there was a kid there named Robert who couldn't say his R's, but we were big Pokemon players together. I had Pokemon Ruby, he had Pokemon Sapphire.
And you do those
and
swap.
we would always trade. And he'd be like, oh, did you catch a Feebas? And I'm like, yes, Robert.
You know what you did? You know what you confessed to me, you disgusting freak? That you went to the store and
No, it wasn't a store.
Frankie went to the store.
No, it wasn't.
Shut up. He went to the
No!
Frankie went to the supermarket and he bought
No! I'm gonna scream again.
frozen White Castle.
No.
And he kept it in his fridge.
No.
Like a freak.
No. It wasn't. If you let me tell the story, I'll tell the story.
Frankie, if it's long-winded, I don't want to hear
I was desperate. My grandmother was in the hospital.
Don't you dare blame it on your
It's
demented
true.
grandma.
It wasn't a demented one.
Oh,
it was the other one.
What was wrong with her?
I honestly don't know. One of Joey's favorite drinks, and we've spoken about this, is a spicy marg.
Yeah.
So no one was drinking that, and I thought to myself, oh man, if I get a spicy marg, this guy is gonna go. He's gonna get so excited, so excited.
The waiter comes over, and Frank goes, and he goes, "Can I get a spicy marg?" And the waiter goes, "No."
Yeah, no, maybe.
Already funny to me, right? So I'm already laughing, and Frank's like laughing because he's like, "All right, can I just get a regular mark?" And the guy goes, "No." And I'm like, "What's going on here?" And Frank is a little confused, and then he follows that up with, "Do you have any Halloween drinks?" And the guy goes, "I'll check." What? You don't have a margarita that has 2 ingredients, but this idiot says, "Can I get a Halloween drink?" And you're gonna go check in the back like this is Foot Locker.
This guy comes back with what could only be described as milk.
Frankie, I have to set the scene real quick. Frankie, now this all happens with the Halloween drink, right? I mean, Frankie are sitting at the end of the table. So we're kind of the only ones who really are like understanding what's going on. So now we're telling the rest of the table and we're dying laughing even harder. Now they start laughing. So it's kind of like that and everyone's sort of distracted. The waiter comes up behind Frank and the waiter's not talking to him. Okay, he's talking to someone sitting across from Frank who ordered a pasta or something and was like, and Frank hears, "Would you like Parmesan cheese?" And he turns around and he goes, "Yes." Right? And the guy's like, "What?" Because he's not talking to Frankie. He's got short rib on his fucking plate. The guy's like, "What?" And Frank's like, "Yeah, I'll have some." And now I'm like, what the fuck is this kid doing? Because you don't put Parmesan on any of the shit that he has on his plate. Oh, God. And the guy's like, you want it for real? And Frank's like, "Yeah, it's too late." And the guy's like, "What?" He's like, "What? It's not too late. I haven't done it yet." And then Frank's like, "It's okay, it's okay." And the guy goes, like, "On the short rib?" And Frank goes, "Yeah, I guess." And the guy's putting Parmesan cheese on short rib. Tell it. Tell a story.
Some kids in the school that I was in learned that
Some kids.
Not me. I was a good boy.
Yeah.
Learned that Mr. Duthu was in Vietnam.
Fuck. And
maybe suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder.
Maybe.
Not fun, not
No,
a joke.
not funny.
Very serious.
Yes.
At the time.
But. Go ahead.
There were kids in the 6th grade lunchroom.
Yes.
In my 6th grade class, not my class, it was all of 6th grade. There were like 13 6th grade classes. The school is huge. Principal got hit by a bus.
What?
Yeah.
A school bus or like a public bus?
I think a public bus.
Got hit by a bus?
Yeah, and when they told the assembly, like of students, they cheered. So there were some kids in the 6th grade that found out that Mr. Duthu might have suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder. And what they would do to torment him was when...
I'm just waiting.
When he would have his like back turned and he'd be like, "Yo, quiet down," whatever. There would be kids on the other side of the room going, "Get down!" Oh, my legs! That's so fucked up, dude. That's so fucked up.
I did make a grave mistake when giving Frank gifts for him and his children and his wife.
Yeah.
And Miles, the oldest one, which is the one that you shouldn't mess up because he knows what's going on.
He gets it.
I got him a miniature hockey net because he's into hockey now and he's a Devils fan.
Ugh.
But it was like branded as like the New Jersey Devils, and there's like 2 little sticks, so you know Frankie can get on his knees and they play hockey in the basement or something like that. I took some stuff out of the bag, forgot about it, wrapped the box, then gave him the box, and on Christmas morning, I think.
No, actually, Christmas Eve morning.
Christmas Eve morning, Miles opened it up and it was just the pipes.
Yeah.
And it was missing the sticks, the balls, the net, and the part that says New Jersey Devils. He literally opened up a box from old Uncle Joey that was white pipes. I'm like, they just opened up a bunch of white pipes.
Yeah. He opened that. And like,
I was laughing so hard.
He was just like, whoa. Becca and I are sitting there and we're just like, oh, what is that? Like, oh, could that be, you know? And like,
There's no gas.
it's just white,
Just pipes.
indiscriminate PVC pipes.
Yeah. It's literally just PVC.
And we're just like, oh, okay. When these nurses come in, bro, they ask the same 20 questions. There's like different people poking you and prodding you, and they're always asking like, what's your name, confirmed birth date, stuff like that. And I think I made the nursing staff believe that I was just like some like real piece of shit, like asshole.
Okay. What'd you do?
So the nurses had asked questions to Becca as she's getting poked and prodded. And one of the ones that they asked a bunch of times was, what was the last thing you ate? And the last thing she had eaten earlier that morning was a bagel with cream cheese. And they, no joke, asked her like 4 or 5 times. And she was experiencing contractions, so it was getting to a point where she was like super uncomfortable and couldn't answer.
Right.
So the anesthesiologist comes in and they go, what's the last thing you ate? And there's a fucking giant fan in this room blowing that you can't hear shit.
By the way, you've done a great job justifying whatever you're about to do.
Yeah. And the nurse goes, what was the last thing you ate? And I step in. I was like, bagel, 9 a.m. this morning or whatever. And I thought they said what type. So I go, cinnamon raisin, lightly toasted, little bit of cream cheese on it. What did they say? So the anesthesiologist goes, Dad, take a walk.
What?
I got kicked out of the room. Did I ever tell you my dad told us to use Coca-Cola as suntan lotion?
Bro, that is the most Colombian shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
It is. We were at the lake house.
How? Did he say pour it on your body?
When we were at the lake house one day, and you remember like the Beach Bum brown bottle that had like the spray lotion in it? My sister had used it, and she was like, I'm so sticky. What the hell? And she goes, Dad, I think this suntan lotion is bad. And he goes, not suntan lotion. You know what we use in Colombia works like a charm? Coca-Cola. Here's the thing.
Wait, did he put Coca-Cola in it?
He poured out the bottle, or like used the bottle of suntan lotion, and took an ice cold fucking Coca-Cola, cracked that shit, and poured it in.
He's wearing
and he was
Coca-Cola.
Like, bro, and then he would wonder why he was getting attacked by fucking bumblebees and shit. It was this summer where there were like bees everywhere, and he was like, what the fuck? You know, he was so mad.
Dude, what the fuck?
What the fuck? If you liked a girl, everyone had questions that they asked.
What?
Because I was the type that I never would be like the first to be like, I like you. A question I remember asking a lot would be like, what would you do if I just kissed you one day?
One day?
Well, like on AIM.
Oh, you would... Oh.
I never asked in person. I was too afraid.
I mean, bro, you're showing all of your cards with that question. I mean, who are you kidding?
No. And then
What if they were like, oh, throw up?
Here's what I would do as a kid. You ready? Yeah, I know you're going to be like, this is what I'm talking about. When I say you're a sociopath.
No, you're a maniacal fuck. Go ahead.
I'm not maniacal. I would type that question.
Hold on. Okay, good.
I would type that question.
You would ask...
I would ask like, because we'd play 21 questions.
Okay, yes.
And then I would type the question.
Yeah.
And then I would see that they're typing. And while they're typing, I would write out, my bad, that was my brother, I'm so sorry. And then whatever their response was, if it was positive, I would delete it. If it was like, what the hell, I would instantly send it to make it look like they came in at the exact same time.
Ahead of the Atlanta show, Frankie's like, I'm going to get on stage and say, ATL Georgia, what it do for you? Thinking that the roof was going to blow off.
Because I have...
Stop! Then we get on stage, and he goes, Joe, you know I got to do this. And then he bends over, and he goes, ATL Georgia, what it do for you? I could hear a heartbeat in the crowd. That's how fucking silent it was, dude.
You immediately started laughing.
Yeah, because I just knew how much it meant to you, and you're like, this is gonna kill.
And guess what? It did not do.
The opposite.
It did not kill.
Legitimately, everyone was like, what did he say?
And I would like ask teachers like, are you in the LAO club? And they'd say like, what do you mean LAO club?
You would do this to your teacher?
Yeah.
The LAO club?
Yeah, the LAO club.
What is it?
And they'd be like, what? And I'd be like, are you in the LAO club? Hold on, she's going to say. But if you turn it upside down, looks like a person jerking off.
Frankie. You did that to your teachers?
Yeah. I've never like smoked a cigar in my car or like it's always been out. Oh no, that's also not true. I used to.
Oh no.
You're gonna hate this. I used to when I was working at Target. In the mornings, I would have a
Frankie. You would have a cigar in the morning like you're an old Italian football coach?
Naturally, as you're on your way at 6 a.m. to Target.
6 a.m.? The funniest part about that is you were 24. He was 24 years old smoking cigars in the morning in his car before his shift at Target.